guys, so this is kind of a hard video for me to make because it's something that I've had to come to terms with for the past year and a half, and it was devastating when I found out, and I just thought this would be a good video to kind of just set the record straight, because a lot of you guys ask me in my Ask Trisha videos, like, how many kids do you want and when do you want to have kids? And a lot of times I just say kids aren't for me, or I used to say, like, I don't like kids anymore, when if you watch videos from a few years ago, I said I wanted 12 kids and be married and all this stuff. But today is going to be a story time video of why I can't have children. And I feel like I wanted to make this video because I feel like there's actually quite a few women out there who probably get asked this question all the time. When are you going to have kids? You know, why don't you want kids? Some people have called me personally selfish because I say I don't want kids, and they say that's so selfish of you to not want to have kids. And my reaction at first then was like, it's kind of selfish to force someone to have kids that doesn't want to have kids. So whether you don't want to have kids by choice because you just don't want kids, you don't think you can handle them, you don't think you're cut out to be a mom, you're not ready, or you choose to not have kids because it's not a choice, because you physically can't, you know, I wanted to do this video and be like, it's all good, it's all okay. And I feel like it's your body, your choice. And I am Catholic, but I also feel that way on abortion. I feel like it's your body, your choice. So I'll just start with, I guess, well, it's my story, so I'll say my story. It is no secret that I used to work in the sex industry, and I always say that I suffer greatly from it, and I guess this is kind of like my little like secret from it, I guess. I've had lots of unprotected sex in my life, and I don't say that to boast. I say that as a word of caution, that what happened to me is something that could happen to anyone, but also is very easily preventable if you practice safe sex or abstain from sex until you trust someone that you're with. So I used to have sex with random guys all the time, and unprotected. I just felt uncomfortable being in the industry I was in to say wear a condom. And so I just had lots of unprotected sex, and I can't pinpoint one person who gave me diseases. I can't, and that's, I think, even what's worse about it all is that I don't even know who to go to. And they always say when you find out you have an STD to contact the person you're with or the people you were with, but at the time I was with so many, and I didn't remember half of the people. I didn't remember their names, their faces, or their phone numbers. And I was just with so many that it was kind of impossible. And some I didn't even have their contact information. And that's the scariest thing I think about STDs. They just run rampant. Some people may never know. So if you do have something, whether it's temporary or permanent, it's very important to tell people you're with. Anyone that I'm with now, I give them a full rundown of my sexual history, including my past jobs, including my past diseases, whether they're gone or not, just so they know and they're aware. But this is not about STDs, it's a whole other video. This is about my story why I can't have children. So I had gotten chlamydia for the first time not too long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it was probably dormant in there for a very long time, is what they said. I had all the symptoms of it for a long time, but I just kind of ignored it. And even before I had symptoms, I could have still had it, because chlamydia, you don't necessarily get symptoms or pain or itching or just the usual signs you would look out for. So most of the time, people don't even know they have it. But I had intense burning. I thought it was probably a UTI or a yeast infection. So I went to my gynecologist, and this was not the first STD I've gotten, but it was the first time I've gotten chlamydia, which was really scary to me. I don't know why this was so scary to me, because chlamydia, you can take a pill and get rid of it, but it was really scary for me for some reason. I remember being terrified of it and terrified of having sex, and I, you know, took the pill, and the pill for it is very painful. It's a giant red pill, like huge red pill, and I did not take mine. Well, I took it with a very little food at the time because I wasn't eating a whole lot back then, and it just felt like I was being punched and stabbed in the stomach repeatedly throughout the whole day of taking it. So if you are going to take it with lots of water, I guess would be or lots of food. But I had gotten rid of it, and I think and with anyone who gets any kind of STD or any kind of disease in general, you just research so much of it to see if it's going to kill you and all that stuff, and it can kill you. It can if you leave it go long enough, or if you get it again, and it can lead to more serious diseases, which is what happened to me. So a couple years went past, and I had kind of gotten out of the sex industry, and I just thought, you know, okay, I'm in the clear. I got an STD check and I was clear. And so I was dating a guy, my boyfriend at the time, and we were pretty much on the outs. We were pretty much already broken up. I had already found him out so much of his cheating and stuff, and he had given me another STD, but that's again a different story. But I was just kind of casually hooking up with him at this point, and I was starting to see this other guy. This was about 2.5 years ago. I was starting to see this other guy that I really liked, and I still see this guy, and he knows all about this, and we went through this together and stuff. But you know, I was also casually seeing my ex, who was very promiscuous and cheated on me all the time, and I knew it. But when I would get mad at the other guy I was dating, or if I just wanted to have sex, he was convenient and he was close to where I used to live, and I would go and have sex with him and unprotected. And I begged him to wear a condom, and he wouldn't. And I guess I was just in the moment, I guess you could say. It sounds so stupid because I'm 25 to be in the moment, and I remember asking me like, really, you don't have one? And just going with it because I guess it's what I wanted at the time. But let me tell you, 20 minutes of pleasure is not worth not having kids or children, ever. So I went back and I found out I had chlamydia about 6 months later, and I blamed the new guy I was seeing, because I thought it had to be him, not me. And kind of blamed him. He went and got checked out, and of course had it. So I guess what they tell me anyways is that if you have it, your partner definitely has it if you had unprotected sex. I don't know if that's true because and who knows if it's true, because the other guy could have been lying, because the other guy told me he didn't have it, because I told both of them. And my ex told me he did not have it. But again, who can trust him? I know I can't, so who knows. But chances are if you have it, then your partner has it, basically, is what they say. So so I was like, wow, okay, this sucks. And okay, it sucks. Give me the pill, I'll just take it again. And I went back a couple months later just to get tested, because I hadn't slept with my ex-boyfriend. I was just sleeping with this one guy, and just to get tested again, just to kind of see where it was coming from, if we were both good now, like what it was. And I did not have chlamydia again, but I found out that I had pelvic inflammatory disease, PID. And basically, it's kind of hard to explain. Basically, in a nutshell, it just means that you really can't have kids. The chances of it are, I didn't have a hysterectomy, and which, when I found out, I guess I'll just say, I found out I had HPV. That was the first STD I've ever had when I was like 18. I found out HPV was when I was on all those sugar daddy websites and stuff. And, you know, where was I going with that? Just going to make a revelation to you guys, I guess. No, there was something I was going with that. HPV, there was something that was like a tie-in right there. Oh, that's where I was going. So when I found out that was really serious to me, because I was having lots of cramping and lots of internal problems, and they go in with like a camera to look at all that stuff up there, your ovaries, and I actually had like a cyst on them, and they didn't know if it was a tumor or just a cyst. And so at one point the idea of getting a hysterectomy was brought up, but I was very young. I was 19, and they're like, just to be clear, and no, so it doesn't grow, so there's no risk, we can do a hysterectomy on you. But I was, like I said, I was 18. I just wasn't ready for all that, because when you actually have hysterectomy, your uterus is obviously taken out of you, and therefore you can't. I still have my uterus, but my periods are just not really regular. I sometimes don't have a period at all for like a long period of time, and sometimes I have them every other week. And I always go get checked because in my mind, so paranoid, I always think I have some sort of STD again. But with my PID, the chances of having children are basically 0 to none. I mean, there's like a 0.0000001% chance that I would have kids, but I'll just tell you guys now, like, I know that it's not in the cards for me. And I prayed on it. I prayed on it a lot because when I found that out and they told me that it's just a mess, basically I have damaged ovaries, I guess you could say, where it's not gonna happen. And I still have the cysts on my ovaries, and I'm still have been recommended to get hysterectomy on a couple occasions, just to prevent ovarian cancer and all that. And it's just a very scary thing for me that that it could be a possibility that it needs to happen, because I have a cyst that could be more than just a cyst. And of course I go to the doctor very regularly to get them checked on, because if it ever turns cancerous or it's something where it's like this needs to happen, then I'm going to. But as of now, they've only recommended them as safety precautions. And it's just a thing that like I said, I've come to terms with, that I won't have children. And it's very sad to me, because I always thought, even if I never got married, I always thought, you know, I could have like a sperm donor or something to have my own child, because I think I don't want to cry it out, because that's like not what I want this video to be about, but I always thought to have my own genetics and my child, you know, would be so amazing and so awesome. And I probably won't get to experience that, and I have a lot of other issues wrong with me that I wouldn't want to pass on genetically anyways. So it's probably just not on the cards for me, and that's okay, because like I said, now I've come to terms with it, and I date older guys that already have children, and so that's okay. It's not going to hinder my dating or, you know, my marriage potential as far as terms of the guys that I date. So it's just very hard, and I guess the best lesson I can teach you, or you guys can take from this, is to be safe when having sex, because I'm telling you, no amount of money, no amount of pleasure will ever be worth your health. Because the reason I had to just completely cut off seeing my ex-boyfriend was, it scared me. Every time I was with him, I felt like I got something new, and I was playing with my life every time. What if I got AIDS? What if I got HIV? What if it's something that literally would have cost me my life, for someone who doesn't even love me, that I don't trust, that I don't even love? It just it's not worth the risk. And while I don't have HIV or AIDS, I have to deal with many lifetime problems and issues surrounding my health from various STDs I've gotten. And not only that, I have to tell every partner I'm with, which is fine, because at this point I'm not promiscuous anymore. I like to be with one person, and you know, if that one person doesn't understand or doesn't want to engage in sexual activity with me, that's, you know, at least that's their prerogative, and at least I told them. And it's something, again, that I have to like live with, aside from all the other health issues and medications and doctor's visits that are costly. Definitely get checked if you haven't been checked, because chlamydia does go undetected, and symptoms don't always occur in people, and it could affect you if you have it long term and let it go unprotected. It could end up killing you. If you can't afford to go to a doctor or gynecologist, there are free clinics, and I went to free clinics for a very long time, and there's really no shame in it, and they're usually very nice and very helpful, and they'll give you free medication, and it's completely private, and they also give out condoms and birth control. Emphasis on the condoms, because it's something I just do not use all that much. So now I know I do a lot of videos that are very promiscuous and very, I'm gonna have sex, and sex is better without a condom, and I make a lot of jokes like that. But I hope, if anything, you take away from this, that is a very serious issue to have safe sex, and it can happen to you 100%. And while I was very promiscuous, my odds were just, it was just there was no hope of me not getting an STD. I just didn't realize how rampant they were and how many people don't tell you, because in every instance that I've gotten an STD, the person did not tell me what they had. And I think that's just the worst of it all, is, you know, you can contain STDs, including HIV. You can manage it and keep it under control, and you can have sex with people and not pass it on if you're taking your medications. But to not give someone the right to choose if they're going to take that risk with you or not is not only not right, it's illegal, immoral, and just downright evil. It's just evil. So anyways, I didn't want to make this video to scare you guys. I just wanted to make it as a word of caution, and also to be a little more careful when you ask people if they're going to have kids and why they don't want kids, or tell them they're selfish because they don't have kids, because sometimes choosing to not have kids is not even a choice at all. And I think that's an important issue that needs to be talked about, and I feel like I have a platform to talk about these things, and it's and I'm going to, and I try and be as open and honest as I can. And some things, guys, this is very hard for me to admit, because to admit you had an STD is very taboo. It makes you very tainted. It feels like you're tainted. And I know people who have HIV and AIDS and just other diseases that are just, that they feel disgusting to talk about to other people, and I hate that they have to live in shame, but I get it. And I just thought it would be a good time, especially because a lot of you are young, and I didn't know about this. When I had HPV at 18, I didn't even know what it was. I was terrified. I thought I was dying when they told me I had it, and I just was a result of me not being smart. So you can protect yourself and you can prevent all this, and that's the good news. So I hope you guys do, and definitely just practice safe sex. And I hope you guys enjoyed this story time video, and it's very hard for me to put this out there like this, but you know, if I can put this out there, then I can share a lot more of my struggles and stories that I have that are maybe more on the serious note and could be cautionary tales. So I love you guys so much. I feel so weird to like talk about this, because I don't think I've talked about it with anyone except for the guy I'm seeing now. I don't think I've mentioned it to my family. My mom, I guess, knows, but no one else. And it's very scary, and it's like scary to put that out there and to speak it out there. But hopefully it helped. But thank you guys. I love you guys, and thank you guys for being here so much. I do a lot of silly videos for entertainment and stuff, but I'm just very fortunate, I think, to have this platform to share some stories and hopefully help you guys and not be repetitive. So I'm gonna go, but I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have to do my outro. I want to say hi to Aranus. And until next time, here are my kissies, my little baby fishes.